directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Doug Stewart here to tell you about my man Smooth at smoothtickets.com. Smooth's got the tickets for everything that you need in the world of sports, concerts, or theater. I don't care what it is. I don't care where it's at in this great land of ours. My man Smooth at smoothtickets.com, he got them tickets. I'm telling you, boxing, baseball, NBA, NFL, country music concerts, hard rock, hip-hop, theater, Broadway, he's got them all. And if he don't have them, there ain't none. I'm telling you, smoothtickets.com. Once again, that's smoothtickets.com, or give him a call at 404-374-1150. Once again, that's 404-374-1150. You got to tell him, though, that I sent you. You got to tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Once again, smoothtickets.com. That's smoothtickets.com. Yeah!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. And it is a Throwback Thursday. Thank you so much for joining aboard. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. We're throwing it back to 1978. Yeah. Throwing it all the way back to 1978. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. And we're brought to you by footballsportsapp.com. A little bit later today, we are going to give away $100. That's right. All you got to do is have a Twitter account and tweet out, hashtag the answer is, and you put your answer to whatever the trivia question I'm going to ask a little bit later. And I listen to thedougstewartshow.com, and you should too. Okay, so stay tuned. I'll tell you exactly what the trivia question is. But 1978. What was going on in the world of sports in 1978? That year, the World Series champions were the New York Yankees. The Super Bowl champions, Super Bowl 12, were the Dallas freaking Cowboys. Yeah, we're not Dallas fans around here in particular. I don't have anything against the Dallas Cowboys. My line brother, the great Francis White, who's probably listening right now because he's probably trying to win this damn money too. But yesterday he tweeted a picture of himself with a Dak Prescott jersey on. And I just gave him 2 thumbs down. You know the little avatars thumbs down? And then I followed that up by, my only regret in life is that I don't have more hands, avatar hands, so I can give this post more thumbs down. Signed Silky Johnson from the haters. So the Cowboys won it all back in 1978. That was those great teams, man, with Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett, Drew Pearson, Tony Thrill Hill, Devonta Doomsday defense. Your NBA champions were the Washington Bullets. Last time they seed anything in a winning damn season. Wes Unseld and them cats. And back then it was the Bullets. There was no political correct crap where they had to change their name to the Wizards. Back then they was the Bullet, as they will put a bullet in your ass. So they were the NBA champions back in 1978. What else was interesting? Oh, your college football champions back then, man, the more things change, the more they stay the same. The national champions that year were split national champions, the Alabama Crimson Tide and the USC Trojans. Wow. Once again, another example of the more things change, the more they stay the same. Your champions that year in basketball, college basketball, were the Kentucky Wildcats. And who won the Kentucky Derby? Affirm won the Kentucky Derby back in 1978. So I always talk about, man, and we're going to get to this Cam Newton stuff here in a second. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I always talk about how, really, man, the glamour power programs really haven't changed since I was around. Okay, I was born in 1969, but since I was able to comprehend and watch football, college football, there's probably 15 teams that have been the dominant 15 teams over the last 40 years. Okay, you got Michigan, you got USC, you got Alabama, you got Notre Dame, maybe you sprinkle in a little bit of Ohio State, definitely Ohio State, teams like that. And consistently year in and year out. Now, once in a while, and it has become, I think, more competitive because of the way TV is today and broadcasting. A lot of smaller teams like your TCUs of the world, they get an opportunity to recruit better players because everybody's on TV now, okay? But for the most part, there's too much legacy and there's too much tradition in some of these big programs and there's too much money. And so pretty much, man, nothing's changed with the hierarchy of college football in the last 40 years, okay? Teams like Miami, who came along and had a great run, they came kind of from nowhere. Florida State has been a great team for many, many years. But that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I'm sure most of you have seen the interview that Cam Newton did, kind of like a post-practice interview or something like that, where he says that all he's going to do is stay focused on week 2 of the NFL season and talking about what happened to him last night when they tried to kill that man. They tried to kill him last week. And I talked about this last week, man, about some other comments that he had made, but here's a quote from Cam Newton. "We are dwelling on something that I don't want to dwell on," the NFL MVP said as he looked ahead to Sunday's home opener. "My focus is the San Francisco 49ers defense and the team that shut out the Los Angeles Rams. Again, nothing talking about the past. The NFL is going to do their investigation, and I know wholeheartedly that Ryan Vermillion, who's actually the head athletic trainer, and his staff did an exceptional job of protecting me along with other players. My focus is trying to win football games through all of the hits and everything else. My job is to collect wins." Now listen, that sounds, I guess to a degree, somewhat noble. But here's the thing, man. Cam's health is directly attached to how the referees call the game. Okay? And so if you go out there, and I'm talking to Cam Newton right now, I know he's listening to the damn show. Cam, if you go out there and you continue to be happy-go-lucky, and it's okay that they were kicking the hell out of me last week, kicking my ass, then this stuff is going to continue. Okay? It's almost like in basketball when a player gets fouled to death, like they beating the player up and he gets no calls. He can't shut up and not say anything about it. Because what happens if he complains, and you have to complain. If he complains, you at least plant a seed in the referee's minds. You make them aware of what's going on so that they'll pay attention, okay? And maybe you'll get a call down the road. I know, well, you don't want to complain. There's nothing you can do about the refs. No, and especially in this case, okay? And I talked about it last week with Cam Newton and him having this whole new persona about, not worrying about how he's viewed as a black quarterback, and now you tie it into this where he's not worried about his health in effect. I don't know who got to this young man. I don't know who told him all of this stuff and how to be all nonchalant and try to play up to the press and appease everybody, but it's stupid. Here's a quote from his tight end, Greg Olsen. He's treated like a running back, and he's not. Where do you hear them words from before? From me! He's treated like a running back, and he's not. They say, but he runs the ball so much. Every single one of those times, he had a helmet-to-helmet hit last week. He was playing quarterback, says Greg Olsen. I don't give a ish if he ran the ball 10 plays in a row as a running back. When he's a passer, period. Ain't that a blip? Greg Olsen cares more about Cam Newton than Cam Newton cares about Cam Newton. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. And now you've heard Darren Stewart and linebacker Brandon Marshall were fined for illegal helmet-to-helmet hits. Keep in mind, though, Cam Newton was hit helmet-to-helmet 4 times in that game last week. They called it one time, which was actually nullified because of an offsetting penalty. And these guys do get fined, but the other 2 helmet-to-helmet hits weren't even called. None of these were called. The only one that was called was nullified once again. I don't know, who sat Cam Newton down and why he's going to the extreme with all this political correctness and this PR, launch of his to try to be Mr. Nice Guy, okay? But if you know anything about football, and if you watch football over the last 8, 9, 10 years, and the emphasis on protecting the quarterback, those shots that Cam Newton took last week should have resulted in expulsion, getting kicked out of the game. Not only that, but fined and maybe a couple of game suspension. If those hits would have occurred to Aaron Rodgers or Peyton Manning when he played or Tom Brady, they would have locked their ass up on the spot. Stop it. And if you're new to the show, man, one of my pet peeves, man, and one of my rants, my signature rants, man, is about, the bias against quote-unquote dual-threat quarterbacks, okay? They don't get the respect as a normal quarterback gets. Why is that? I don't know. Because the good Lord gave them the gift of being dual threat. I mean, dual is better than one, right? Wouldn't you rather be a dual threat than a one threat? So, my point is, I don't get this, Cam. I said it last week. I'm going to start taking up for your ass if you don't want to take up for yourself. But you need to understand this. And I know this is Atlanta. Somebody listening to the show right now knows Cam Newton. Okay? Take it from an old school OG of sports talk radio. You got to protect yourself. You got to speak up. You got to take up for yourself. Nobody else will. Speak up! They're trying to kill you, man. You better speak up. All right, when we get back from the break, man. Damn that. You got to speak up. When we get back from the break, I meant to talk about this yesterday. Kind of like where we're at in the Heisman Trophy conversation. I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday, but we'll do it when we get back. We'll continue to talk about 1978. We got that contest coming up later. I'm giving away $100. That's right. I hit the number yesterday. Wait a minute. Why did I say I hit the number as opposed to I won the lottery, the Georgia lottery? Like I feel like I'm back in 1985 and playing the number on the street. I won the lotto yesterday. Yeah. All right, back in 3 minutes. This is the Doug Stewart Show.
The #1 cheap rocket Jersey firm.
Lonely Hearts Cafe.
Spicy conversations.
It's Vince Wright, the sports governor from Minnesota.
Man, Deli on.
Eee.